All right, Bear fans. After watching the press conference, I am convinced nothing has changed. Ted Phillips keeps his job. And not only that, he gets a say in who will be GM and head coach. That alone proves that George McCaskey is unfit mentally to lead the Bears. He needs to be taken into custody and put in a mental institution. He's unstable, he's unfit. This is proven by the fact that Ted Phillips still has the same job. Ted Phillips must have videos on George that he's using as blackmail. There is no other way Ted could keep his job unless he had some videos of George. I don't know. Look at George. He looks like a guy that goes to a hotel, has a bunch of midgets dressed up like leprechauns, and does some things that if the people were to see it, he'd be in real bad trouble. He just looks like that kind of guy, right? So Ted Phillips is still hired. That proves that nothing has changed. Then he keeps bragging about Bill Polian is going to help him. We heard this. We heard this before. Last time they looked for a coach, an old guy was going to help them find the answer. How'd that work out? Bill Polian is not going to do a dang thing. Bill Polian's only doing this because you're going to give him money. Period. Bill Polian doesn't care about the Bears. How stupid can you be, George? That's pathetic. It really is. So, in the room to hire a GM and head coach, now listen to this. It's going to be George, Ted, the woke libtard from the NFL, another person, and that's going to be the room. You can't make this up. And Bill Polian. You can't make this up. You just can't. I want you to use your imagination, and I want you to imagine the head coach, the GM candidate coming into a room. There's the woke libtard sitting there. There's George. There's Ted. There's Bill. And there's the other dude. Are you kidding me? A head coach and GM would go in that room and start laughing. Just laughing at them. What a joke. What a clown show. So they're the ones that are going to hire the GM and coach. Well, Bear fans, it's not going to end up well. The majority of people, I would say, want Jim Harbaugh to be the head coach. I think that's what I see the majority of people wanting. Would that be an upgrade over Matt Nagy? A huge upgrade? Yes. Obviously, Jim Harbaugh understands the importance of running the ball and playing good defense. So that would be good. I would take Jim Harbaugh. But honestly, whatever coach and GM give us the best shot of winning a Super Bowl, that's who I want, regardless of who it is. But the problem is, we got Tweedledee and Tweedledum doing the hiring. That's the problem. And, Adam Potash, the reporter of the day, he asked, George, what about your record? Who's evaluating you? Why are you not fired? And then he told him, in your 11 years, you're 0-2 in the playoffs, losing record. Just horrendous. Why aren't you fired? And he says, the board of trustees said I can still be the owner. Meaning, my mom said I still could do this. What a joke. What kind of man hides his failures behind his mother? I want you to understand that you're a failure. You should be fired, but you run to good old mommy to protect you. Man, that's pathetic. That is pathetic. George McCaskey doesn't have a spine. He has a piece of Play-Doh holding him up. He's not even a man. He's a little boy who's a little punk. He knows he should be fired. 11 years of failure, and he still will not walk away. That's delusional. That's insanity, is what that is. So shame on everyone involved in ownership of that team. Everyone wants them to sell the team, but of course, as long as these two are living, that definitely will not happen, without a doubt. So can't hope on that. Um, so the bottom line is they're going to hire a GM and a coach that they get along with, that they feel happy about. And in 4 more years, we'll be back repeating the same old process. And they'll ask again, what will change this time, George? And then Ted will say he's done a great job. George will say he's done great. And then they'll tell you that this time they're bringing in Vince Lombardi is coming. They talked to a medium who can talk to the dead, and they said they got a hold of Vince Lombardi, and he's going to help them in their next head coaching search. And when that doesn't work out, they're going to call upon the ghost of George Halas, who will then proceed to smack the taste out of all their mouth and tell them that they're embarrassments. But anyway, there's no hope. There's no future. It's over. The Bears have learned nothing. They have learned absolutely nothing from their failures. And like I said earlier, if Ted Phillips keeps his job, nothing changes. If Ted Phillips loses his job, something has changed. And we have our answer. Nothing has changed. And it's pretty obvious George McCaskey doesn't like Olin Kreutz. Sounds like to me Olin Kreutz should be the football president. Because obviously he's willing to say things that you just don't like. I don't think George likes it when people tell him that the Bears are 0-2 in the playoffs in 11 years with him running it. I don't think he likes it when people tell him that you have a losing record in your 11 years at the head of the team. I don't think he likes that. I don't think he likes being shown his results. But yet you fire the coach and GM because of their results, but you don't fire you and Ted for your results. That's a hypocrite. That's just a hypocrite. That's rich people. That's just rich people being rich people. You know, if I was Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace, I'm leaving, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say, hey, look at our record, but look at George and Ted. Look at what they've done. Yet they keep their job. All right, I see why Chicago Bear fans can't stand you guys, while they have no hope. But that's the privilege of being rich. You want to know who has privilege in this world? Rich people have privilege. That's privilege. You can suck at something and still own something. That's how it is. So anyway, let me know in the comments, how do you feel? Do you feel that this time the Bears are going to get it right? Or do you feel this is going to be the same old, same old? The Bears will hire a terrible head coach, terrible GM, and the Bears will continue to suck. And Justin Fields will never develop. He'll have to leave the Bears, to reach his full potential with a different team and probably the Packers. Aaron Rodgers will play with the Packers, and then Justin Field will leave for the Packers, and then lead them to beat the Bears every time and win a Super Bowl. That's probably how this is all going to play out. But anyway, let me know what you guys think.